the history of Hermione Granger origins, a character born from personal experience. Hermione Granger didn't just appear out of thin air. J.K. Rowling has spoken extensively about how Hermione is, in many ways, a version of herself as a young girl, bookish, anxious, eager to please, and sometimes insufferably know-it-all. Rowling created her in 1990, during that now-famous train journey from Manchester to London when the idea for Harry Potter first came to her. From the very beginning, Hermione was fully formed in Rowling's mind, bossy, brilliant, and fiercely loyal. Her name itself was a deliberate choice. Rowling wanted something unusual, something that girls who were reading the book couldn't easily have heard before, so no one could tease a real girl by calling her Hermione. The name comes from Greek mythology. Hermione was the daughter of Menelaus and Helen of Troy. It signals from the start that this is a character with depth, history, and a destiny that runs deeper than the surface. The Muggle-born who outperformed everyone. Hermione enters the wizarding world as an outsider. She is Muggle-born. Both her parents are dentists with no magical ability whatsoever. In a world where bloodline politics run deep, this should have made her a footnote. Instead, she became the most talented student Hogwarts had seen in a generation. From her very first appearance on the Hogwarts Express in the Philosopher's Stone, she announces herself with confidence and a slight air of superiority. She has already memorized most of the first-year textbooks before classes even begin. She knows the theory of spells before she's cast a single one. While other students are fumbling with their wands, Hermione is already correcting their pronunciation. Her early reputation is complicated. She is brilliant, yes, but she is also lonely. Her eagerness and her habit of raising her hand to every question doesn't exactly win her friends. In those first weeks at Hogwarts, Hermione is isolated, and on some level, she knows it. She buries herself deeper in books because books, unlike classmates, never mock her for knowing too much. The troll that changed everything. The turning point in Hermione's story, and in the history of one of fiction's greatest friendships, comes on Halloween in first year. A mountain troll is let loose in Hogwarts. Hermione is alone in the girls' bathroom, crying, because she overheard Ron Weasley say she had no friends and was a nightmare. Harry and Ron come to find her, not out of deep affection at this point, but out of guilt and urgency. They face the troll together, and something shifts. When Professor McGonagall arrives and demands an explanation, Hermione, who has never broken a rule in her life, lies to protect them. She takes the blame herself. That moment is foundational. It tells you everything about who Hermione will become. She is not just a rule follower. She is fiercely devoted to the people she chooses to love, even when it costs her something. From that bathroom forward, the three of them are inseparable. Hermione as the engine of the trio. As the series progresses, it becomes increasingly clear that without Hermione, Harry and Ron would not have survived past book 1. She is functionally the engine of the entire trio. She figures out that the monster in Chamber of Secrets is a basilisk while petrified in the hospital wing. She had already worked it out before she was attacked, and left the page in her hand as a clue. She brews Polyjuice Potion in her second year, a potion that most adult witches and wizards would struggle with. She masters the Time Turner in third year and uses it not just for her own overwhelming course load, but to go back and save both Buckbeak and Sirius Black. In Goblet of Fire, she launches SBW, the Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare, which is played for some comic relief, but actually reveals something serious about her character. She sees injustice and she cannot ignore it, even when everyone around her tells her she's overreacting. She was right about the house elves. The wizarding world simply wasn't ready to hear it yet. The war years and unsung heroism. By the time Deathly Hallows arrives, Hermione has made a sacrifice that doesn't get nearly enough attention. Before she, Harry, and Ron go on the run, she casts a memory charm on her own parents. She modifies their memories so completely that they forget they ever had a daughter. She gives them false identities and sends them to Australia to keep them safe, knowing that if she is captured, Voldemort could use them against her. She does this alone, quietly, without being asked. She is 17 years old. Throughout the Horcrux hunt, months of living in a tent, moving constantly, barely eating, under relentless psychological pressure, it is Hermione who keeps the mission alive. She packs the beaded handbag with undetectable extension charm, carrying books, potions, camping equipment, and everything they need. She is the one who suggests strategies, who researches, who holds things together when the Locket Horcrux is poisoning Ron's mind and Harry's grief is consuming him. Identity, prejudice, and what she represents. Hermione's identity as a Muggle-born is not incidental to her story, it is central to it. The slur Mudblood, hurled at her by Draco Malfoy in second year, is one of the most viscerally upsetting moments in the series precisely because of how it lands. It is a racial slur, coded unmistakably as such. And Hermione bears it throughout the series as a mark of everything the Death Eaters and pureblood supremacists despise. In Deathly Hallows, under Voldemort's regime, Muggle-borns are rounded up, interrogated, imprisoned. Hermione, using Polyjuice Potion, infiltrates the Ministry disguised as Mafalda Hopkirk and witnesses the Muggle-born Registration Commission in action. She sees what becomes of people like her in a world where the wrong side wins. It gives her story a weight that goes beyond fantasy. Rowling was drawing on real history, real persecution, real evil. After the war, a life well lived. In the epilogue and in Rowling's later comments, Hermione's post-war life is one of continued purpose. She goes back to Hogwarts and completes her NEWTS, because of course she does. She then joins the Ministry of Magic, working first in the Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures, where she continues advocating for the rights of non-human magical beings.